Hello friends and welcome to My Hobby Home. My name is Kathy. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you are new here, I welcome you to my channel. I'm so happy to have you here. If you're not new, welcome back, welcome back. I'm happy to have you here too. So guys, this is going to be my weekly updates for all the things I did last week. All the upcoming projects that I'm getting ready for, and just overall updates. So as you guys know, if y'all have watched anything that I've done in the last week, I am pushing to get things done. You will see this little guy right here. That is my ho Santa gnome. That has been completed. I was working on this little guy back, and I'll put a picture right here so you can see the full quilt. But this is the quilt that I was working last year towards the end of the year. I had it quilted and just never got it bound. Well, it's still August and I'm still pushing to get things that are not completed done. I have not started any new projects in the month of August, even though I am itching to start cutting some fabric for a new project. But that's not happening. I'm not doing that yet. So let's see. First thing, well, we know that it's my only finish I had this week. The next thing I did was my snail's wave. I fixed this, guys. I told y'all I probably would. I told you it would probably bother me until I did, and it did. But I got that fixed. So that is my snail's wave. This was a foundation paper piecing block. This was for the I can't remember what it was called, but it was the shop hop that was in North Louisiana. So that is another block I have 4 there. I need 6 more done. So from there, I didn't have any other block of the months or anything like that I did, but I am working on my unnamed UFO, which I'm calling it the Fa La La. We got the first 2 rows of the second half of the quilt done, and this is what those first 2 rows are looking like. I do have, you may be able to see part of it right here. I do have, that is the other half, or the top half. This is going to be the bottom half. I just have to duplicate all the rows I did for that half and do it for the second half. I think there's like 5 rows that I put on. This is an on-point quilt, so I'll be able to get this done in no time. I think if I sit down and just sew, I'll be able to get it done. Now, I'm thinking I'm forgetting something. Now, we do know that I am working on the Merry Christmas out of the Bella Rose Advent Christmas. This is what I have done. Now, I made 80. Well, I made more than 82. And I just have something I got to tell y'all, though. After I made all of those, I was looking, and remember I told y'all I wanted to do it where the colors were the same for the, like if you have one block and like that one there, you have to do 82 of them. And then that block goes into another block, and I want to make all of that the same fabrics. Well, the original pattern does not have it going that way. It has it going different ways, and I'm going to show you here. Like this here, I'm doing all my letters, the white with the snowflake red, all of them. Originally, that is not how the original pattern had it wrote. Originally, you just take a red fabric, which they have plenty of reds. They're all kind of the same red. But I didn't want mine to be scrappy like that. I want all my letters to be the same. And let me see if I can show you the final picture. This is the final picture here. All of these were ending up different colors and all that. Well, I went to cut out the next block, or the next step, day 2, that uses these little blocks, or these little 4 patches. It's either day 2 or day 3. I can't remember, guys, which one it is. But these is like you use 4 of these. You use one here, one here, one here, one here in another block. Well, the connecting pieces in between all of those was different colors. And I'm like, I know, because I'm out of the fabric for that. So I started looking, and I pulled my paper here that I wrote, you know, for the letters, for all of these. This is what I am cutting and sewing these as. And then like the 4-patch chain center green, and then the 4-patch chain center red. These were the colors I'm going to use for that, or the fabrics I'm using for that. Guys, I made 82 4-patches out of the wrong fabric. I went on and used what I had already started. So now I'm kind of like remembering and realizing, when I realized it was going to be, you know, like a patchwork kind of scrappy, I stopped and I didn't finish these. So now actually I have more than 82 of these 4 patches. I probably easily have 100 of them. So what that means is I'm going to have all of these 4 patches to put in a scrappy quilt that I have to design, because it is going to be a scrappy quilt. But what I realized was, in my instructions for those 4 patches that I already did, this was supposed to be the green. This is a Lori Holt calico green, and so this was supposed to be the green. And I say supposed to be, it is going to be. What I am going to do is cut and rework that step. And this, I'm pretty certain this was the red, because I put red with squares, and this is red with squares. So these are going to be, these 2 colors are going to make my 4-patch. So let me get them up here where you can see them together. So I will be redoing that step. These are going to be my 4-patch and my chain center green and chain block red. So when I realized that, I was like, only I could do that. But that gives me a lot of the 4 patches already done. And I'll show you how the fabrics came for this. It came like this, with all these different cut, you know, all of my greens here were wrapped up. I have a whole bunch. I think these are like fat 8s. This is a poppy cotton. It's some beautiful fabrics. And I think that's a woven there. So it comes with green, and then here's some red. This is gift 1. I don't know. I guess this was the first gift in our box. But here's a bundle of reds. They're probably all fat 8s. And then here's some red and white. Now, see, guys, some of this I can use as my border or my binding once I'm finished. So I have that, and I think they have some of the shabby here in a tan color, and then they have some of this in the green, and then the red here. So I have it wrote down how I want them all to come out as, or what pieces I want for what. It's going to work out. This is my Bella Rose Merry Christmas. It just means that I'm going to have to back up and do that step that I did, I'm guessing, Saturday with you guys. or maybe Sunday with you guys. I'm going to have to do that all over in the right colors or the right fabrics. That is the right colors. And I even considered just keeping this and doing it with this green, because it is a very close green, but the pattern on this is a lot bigger. So I just thought I want to do it the way I want it done. And you know, I could do it and just be like, it's okay, it'll be fine, but I want those blocks across the bottom to match. And like I said, that is all these blocks down here. So I want them to be right, you know, the way I want them to be, to look uniform. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do. It just means a little more cutting and sewing for me, which is okay. Now, those are the things that I've worked on. We should be getting our Fat Quarter Shop sew sampler pretty soon. And Marlene, I think it's Marlene that told me about soft squares. Thank you. Thank you so much. I am going to look into their box. I may be able to get it because I tell you all this. I budget how much I can spend. And my July was pretty much, I didn't buy anything unless it was backing for a quilt. I didn't buy a lot of stuff at all, and I've kind of made up for it. So I have to wait for my budget to reset or refill, because it's just based off of when I get paid. And so I will probably do that order somewhere around the 20th or 21st, because I am going to go on and get the 12-day Advent box. The 25 or however many days, that's out of my budget completely. I don't know, it may not be, but I'd have to wait a little longer to purchase that. And being that it is a time constraint, I want to go on and get it done. But yes, I'm probably going to go on and add that box also for an unboxing on my channel as well. So thank you so much for that. I don't know why. I think I've seen they had an unboxing before, but it just never, it wasn't one that I saw a lot. So I'm going to try that box this year and see if it's one of those that becomes one of those that is in my repertoire every year, because y'all, I love getting Christmas boxes. Okay, because I'm just going to say it. I'm 53. My children have children, lives of their own. I don't get many Christmas gifts. You know, my husband tells me he buys Christmas for me all year long. And I'm like, but I want boxes of fabric, sewing stuff. So, you know, I can buy it for myself. That's okay, because I know what I like. And so that's what I'm doing. Christmas boxes are kind of for myself, and I'm just going to say that if I start seeing ugly comments on my unboxings, like I did the first year I opened the Missouri Star Quilt Company, I had someone that left some very nasty comments because I opened it early. I mean, hello, it's my box. I paid for it. I could open it when I want to. I'm under no contract. I'm not a sponsored sewer. No one gives me a box. No one pays for my box. No one ships me a box for free. I am not an affiliate for any shop. Now, I do support my local quilt shop, and I will continue to free ad. Well, I'm not going to say free ad, because they do help me. They do. And I appreciate it. But I will continue because I love them. I want them to stay. So, and they're online, guys. You can order stuff online. Now, I did find out some things are back ordered right now. So, if you order something and it's on back order, just please understand the ladies are trying, you know, it's no fault of their own. They're trying to get it. Everybody is on back order. But I love going in there because they take time. They know how indecisive. Well, sometimes I'm indecisive. This last time I knew what I wanted, but, you know, it was not a brand new line that I was looking at, and the pieces that I wanted, it wasn't enough fabric left, but they helped me find the perfect fabrics for it. So let's see what is upcoming. Now, we will be doing new projects, and I have 2 that I know of in September and 1 in October. I think I may have more than that. I am going to be doing 2 sew-alongs with Tammy at the Siberian Wind. Her page is always linked down in my description. Well, most all the time it is linked down in my description. She is at the Siberian Wind. Now, the sew-along that we will be doing that starts in September is called the Yuletide Sampler 2. Now, that one there, we will come together live twice a month on Fridays. If I'm not mistaken, it's the 1st and 3rd. It may not be. I don't have my calendar here. I write these things down on a calendar. But Tammy, myself, and Alicia with Quilty Bird Alicia, she is going to be, we're all 3 going to be coming live with you guys on Friday, 2 Fridays a month, working on that Yuletide Sampler 2. I am so excited. I may not seem it. I may not be like over the top, seemingly, but y'all just don't know. I've been looking at fabric and I'm like, oh, I want to get in there and start cutting, but I can't. I've got to rein myself back. But for Tammy and Alicia, y'all, I am so excited. I learned so much when I do sew-alongs from the other people I do sew-alongs with. I am still like only a 2.5 year. I say 2.5 now because the very first quilt I made was in June of 2023, and it was for my granddaughter, my first grandbaby. That was the first quilt I ever made. So I made my very first quilt for her, and ever since then, it's been, because when I made hers, I started making another one. I was like, okay, I like that. That was fun. Let's make another one. And then I started my channel July 14th, 2023. That was my very first video that was released, because I was like, if I'm going to quilt, I need to have some accountability. And therefore, I started my channel. Well, people started asking, well, what about this? What about this? So that is why I have my updates on Mondays now. So you know everything that happened the week prior. Now, the other sew-along that we will be doing in September is my sew-along. It is the Saturday morning sew-along, and we will be doing Love Cats. It is a Villa Rosa pattern. You can find it on Villa Rosa's website, or you can just Google it. There, I've seen it on Etsy. That is one that I will be making on my channel. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Y'all will be able to see me on there making this quilt. I will have the pattern cut out before I start sewing, because it is a paid for pattern, and therefore I do not want to compromise the integrity of the designer's pattern. So I will have everything already cut out, laid out on my table. You will not be able to see the pieces on my table. You will be able, however, to see my sewing tabletop here. Then we have, let's see, I have another one. Oh, in October, I believe, is when Tammy's second sew-along comes along. It is a mystery quilt. Y'all need to go to her website or her page. She has a release video talking about the mystery quilt 2025. If you go into the description of that, you can sign up to receive the clues. It is free. Now, she does have some shops that is making some fabric bundles that, and I don't know if it includes all the fabric, even the backing and the binding. I don't know, but I know it is the price range that I've seen. I looked at a few of them, was like 115 to 130 maybe, in that range, somewhere around that range is what the fabric bundles are. But she has several quilt shops that she has seen the pattern, and I think you just get the fabric bundle from them. You do not get the pattern, because she will be releasing the clues. I don't know if it's once a month, 'cause in the video she tells how that's happening. I didn't make notes on it when she said it, because I'm like, I will get them when I get them, and I will sew them here for you. Because I really hope y'all do that, because not only, and I think we'll be doing sew-alongs with her once a month on these clues. So I don't know, go look at the video. I'm going to watch the video again anyway to get all the details, because I don't have them. But if I do the Love Cats and get it completed in September, I will have a new pattern for October. Now, my Love Cats, it is going to be a poppy cotton fabric line. And the fabric line is called Kitty Loves Candy. I have the thing right here, is how I had to grab it. It's called Kitty Loves Candy. It is a Halloween fabric, y'all. It is so cute. So cute. I'm so excited. If y'all don't know, Christmas, this time of year is my favorite time of year. I'm keeping my house so cold, because I'm so ready for it. I'm so ready for the fall. I'm so ready. I'm just so ready. And y'all, the leaves have already started falling. How about that? That is my first sign that the fall is coming. I don't do that pumpkin spice. Blech. Nope. No, thank you. I do hot chocolate and apple cider. But fall is upon us, which means Christmas is almost here. Yay! I love Christmas. That's kind of obvious. I sew Christmas quilts all year round. And I mean, look, y'all. I don't know if I can move for you to see this here. This is my Christmas quilt that I did for Mama J Enterprises, for Andrea there. She has not released this pattern that I am aware of. She has not. I think this may be the large one. This is a pattern that I tested for her. So now she does have pictures of the quilt completely bound. It is done, and I'm loving that quilt. It is enormous. I think my grandbaby, it goes from almost my ceiling, and it rolls on the floor about 2 to 3 inches. So it is, I'm maybe at 18 inches from the ceiling. But it is a very large quilt. It is fabulous. It is a fun quilt, easy to make. There are many ways to make this quilt. Let me just say that. And if you know me, and you've been watching my videos, you know I love to find ways to make things faster. So this, you can do one of the fast ways. So yes. And I'm thinking, like I said, I have several things. I'm trying to think of the patterns that I have recently boxed up. Okay, I'm going to start thinking here. The Serenade, the Fat Quarter Shop Serenade pattern from last month's Sew Sampler. I did get a second Fat Quarter bundle. I do want to make that quilt. I want to enlarge it. So I did box that up. I boxed up Yuletide Sampler 2. I boxed up Love Cats, and I boxed up the Mystery Quilt. And y'all, I only had 2 boxes that I took out, so I put 2 more than I took out. Go figure. But hey, we're enjoying it. I'm loving it. I'm actually going to tonight probably cut this fabric, go on and make my 82 4 patches. I don't know. What I'll probably do is just cut the strips and sew them together and press them. And yeah, probably cut them tomorrow. That's probably what I'll do. But guys, I know it doesn't sound like a lot when I look at it. I'm like, well, I didn't really do a lot, but I got a quilt finished. That happened. I do still have some quilts down in my unfinished box. One I need to, well, 2 of them I need to sandwich and quilt and bind. And one I just need to bind. It's already been sandwiched and quilted. So I don't think there's any more in that box other than that. And I may get to one this week, and I may not. I hope I get to one this week, because that's the whole point of this, is trying to empty that box. Because unfortunately, I realized I have another box somewhere with unfinished projects in it, because I've got to find those stockings that match my tree skirt. We're going to work on that. We will work on that. But guys, thank you for joining me. These are my weekly updates, things that I did last week, things that I'm looking forward to happening really soon. I hope you would like to join me on it. I know I keep telling you I'm going to have my food video come out. That is still in the works. I'm not going to say it's not going to come out. The plan is that you will see it tomorrow, but I have not recorded it yet, and it's Sunday night. Yeah, it's almost 9 o'clock, so it's Sunday night. So I have not recorded it yet, which I should have. But I hope to see y'all tomorrow. I hope you are having a very wonderful evening today. And before you head out, please give me a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. It does help my channel grow and reach more people. All we like to do is have fun here. I'm not going to tell you this is a tutorial channel. Just cut me on and sew. I love joining you when you sew, and I love having you join me when I sew. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. It's not mandatory, but I love it when I see feedback from people that see my videos. I do try to respond to each and every comment personally. And as always, until I see you again, I hope you have a very blessed day. Bye, guys.